wonder what's in your toothpaste and maybe looking for some alternative to get a healthier smile? Today I'm going to reveal to you my toothpaste recipe and why I'm using those ingredients to get a brighter and healthier smile, so I don't ever have to go back to the dentist. Stay tuned as we dive behind the science of each ingredient and how they work together to protect your teeth. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Lucy and I'm here to keep Leo's memory and research alive while educating people to live better and longer lives. Before we jump in, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do hit that like button and leave a comment below just to help the algorithm. Let's look into oral hygiene. It's more than just keeping our teeth white, and the state of your teeth can often give you an idea of your overall health. Poor oral health, especially gum disease, can have far-reaching effects. When we talk about gum disease, we're referring to the inflammation and infection of the gums, which can eventually lead to tooth loss. But the impact goes way beyond our mouth. See, the bacteria that's responsible for gum disease can enter the bloodstream and travel to other parts of our body. For instance, there's a well-established link between oral health and heart disease. They have shown that the bacteria responsible for gum disease can actually get into your heart and can increase the risk of clogged arteries and strokes. But that's not all. So poor oral health is also linked to diabetes. And keep in mind that gum disease can be more severe and harder to control in people with diabetes. And conversely, effective gum disease treatment can also improve your blood sugar levels. And now let's shift our focus into something that a lot of you have experienced or known, which are cavities. Understanding how cavities are formed, I think, is key for maintaining health, and understanding how cavities are formed, I think, is key to prevent them, but also to keep a healthy mouth. Cavities, also known as dental caries, are essentially small holes in the teeth that are creating tooth decay. And this process begins with the most common culprits, which is bacteria. And our mouth is a host of many bacteria, and some of them are good, but some of them are not the one we want. Those bacteria love to feast on sugar and starches that we eat. Foods like candies, bread, soda, and even fruits leave starches and sugars on our teeth. And when these bacteria ingest those sugars, they produce acids as byproduct. It's these acids that start attacking the enamel, which is the hard layer of the teeth that protect them. So over time, the acids start attacking the enamel, which start creating tiny openings and holes. And this is the first stage of cavities. And if those are left untreated, the decay can progress beyond the enamel into the deeper layers of the tooth, which cause pain and eventually tooth loss. So cavities, they come from a complex interplay of biological and chemical processes. Here is a breakdown on how this mechanism works. The plaque formation. And the plaque is like a sticky film that stays around our teeth, and it's primarily composed of bacteria, along with saliva, food particles, and also other natural substances. Then we have the bacterial activity. The mouth is home to hundreds of types of bacteria. So some of these bacteria, particularly those like Coccus mutan, I hope I pronounce it right, they are very harmful and play a key role in creating cavities. And those bacteria feed on sugar and carbohydrates that we consume. Then we have the acid production. So as the bacteria digest the sugars, they're producing the acid, as we talked before. And keep in mind that this acid production occurs minutes after we eat any sugar, and the acid produced by the bacteria start to demineralize, so dissolve the enamel slowly over time. The enamel is composed of minerals like calcium and phosphate, along with water and some organic materials. The acid attacks lead to a loss of those minerals, and this is the process of demineralization. Then start the cavity formation. Over time, if the teeth experience a continuous demineralization, which leads to the destruction of the enamel itself. And then we start seeing little holes or little cavities forming on the teeth. Initially, those little holes are actually microscopic, and over time they just grow bigger and deeper if the tooth is not being treated. Then we have the progression into the dentin. If the cavity is not addressed, the decay can progress past the enamel into the underlying dentin layer, which is softer and less resistant to the acids. And once the decay gets to the dentin, that's when it progresses deeper and larger. It can spread more rapidly and cause more extensive damage. If the decay continues to spread and being not treated, it can reach the innermost part of the tooth, called the pulp, which contains nerves and the blood vessels. So when the decay reaches the pulps, it can lead to toothache, sensitivity, and also abscess. And lastly, I want to touch base on the role of saliva. The saliva play a crucial role in our mouth and our teeth. It helps neutralize acids provides mineral to remineralization, and also wash away food particles. So a lack of saliva or dry mouth can lead to an increase of cavities. So now that we've learned about how cavities are formed, I want to touch base on the subject that's highly controversial and I hear so much about: fluoride. Fluoride is being seen as a hero for certain people and as a villain for others. Let's get into the science of it. So fluoride has been held for its remarkable abilities to prevent cavities. And the way it works, it straightens the tooth enamel, making it more resistant against those acid attacks. And this mineral can also help remineralize some of the area where minor decay has begun, so those tiny microscopic holes that we talked about earlier. Fluoride actually reverses early signs of cavities. There are plenty of studies that support fluoride's benefits, and the CDC even named water fluoridation one of the 20th century's great public health achievements. But now let's look at the other side of the story when it comes to fluoride. So fluoride, especially in community water supplies, have sparked a lot of debates. A lot of critics have pointed out the potential risks, like dental fluorosis, which is a condition caused by excessive fluoride in the tooth development, leading to white spot on teeth. And a side story, I do have a white spot on my teeth and no idea where it was coming from. Neither the dentist, by the way, because it happens when I was very young. Now I see exactly what happened, and it was the excess fluoride that stained my tooth. But that's not the only concern about fluoride. The overexposure of fluoride have been linked to some health issues. Some studies have suggested that fluoride is associated with bone problems, thyroid dysfunction, with the potential mechanism that may be involved is cellular damage, cell cycle arrest, mitochondrial dysfunction, DNA damage. Although these findings are often debated and require more research, that is something we should be aware of. Now that we've talked about fluoride, let's look into what are usually in commercial toothpaste. They are usually a cocktail of different ingredients, each serving a specific purpose. Component usually includes abrasive like calcium carbonate or hydrated silica, which help remove plaque and stains. Then we also have the flavoring like mint to keep your breath fresh, and fluoride is often added as the cavity fighter. And lastly, we also have detergents like sodium lauryl sulfate. It helps create the foamy action we're familiar with. A side note about this foamy action: if you know a little bit about the history of toothpaste, and I highly recommended the book by Obligui, I don't know how you say his name. But he mentioned in this, Obligui was a man that revolutionized the advertising and was the head of many campaigns that influence our daily lifestyle even now. And he's the one that made us buy toothpaste and use it every day. And at the beginning, people were not very inclined of doing it because they didn't feel that brushing their teeth was making them clean. That's the reason why they added the foamy component of it. And that should make one think, excuse my French, how stupid we must be to just add an ingredient to make something foam so in our mind things get clean. If people had better knowledge about how cavities are formed, maybe they will take brushing more serious and not use anything that's just foamy because it feels that it's cleaning your teeth more. So let's go back to this detergent foaming thing and see the side effects of that. While it helps spread the toothpaste across the teeth and also in our psyche make our teeth more clean, it has also been linked to canker sores in some people. Plus, there is also concern of long-term effect on oral tissue health. But keep in mind, not all toothpaste are created equal, and we have seen a new kind of toothpaste entering the market over the last few years. I'm talking about the nano toothpaste. If you ever look at TikTok, you've heard of it. So this is an innovative product that actually claim to use nanotechnology in order to enhance cleaning and whitening effect. The idea is those nanoparticles can actually get into the deeper layer of the skin and the tiny crevices that you may have, and so providing you a deeper cleaning. But let's keep in mind that these have not been fully backed by science and research, as the research is catching on those new developed products. Now, before we get into my recipe for my natural toothpaste, let me tell you how I came up to this idea. And I've been having a fear of dentists since I can remember. Every time I will go to a dentist office, even if the treatment was not for me, let's say the treatment was for my sister, within the next 5 minutes I will faint. That's how big the fear was. Moving on, coming to the United States, I didn't go see a dentist for years. Until 25 years old, wisdom teeth started to come out. Didn't have them, never had any teeth problem, no issues, brushing my teeth all the time, flossing, you name it. My wisdom teeth actually had the space to come out, but the bottom two, on the left and right side, came only halfway. Which actually, the gum that was staying on top of it, basically was like moving. I had the teeth there and the gum was halfway there, which increased the amount of bacteria and food that was able to go under there, which was very hard to actually remove. So a couple of times I felt like I started getting infected and I went to the dentist, got antibiotics, and then she cut the gum that was on top of it. But the teeth started keep on pushing but was not coming out fully. So I did this process. It is very, very bad. Probably like 4 or 5 times. Went to the dentist because started getting infected because of the wisdom tooth. I was so afraid of the dentist that I keep delaying my wisdom teeth removal. And that's until I moved to Orange County and ended up finding this amazing doctor. And keep in mind, every time I will see the dentist, I'll be fainting. So she knew. We were aware of this. We were doing what we can in order to finish treatment. And it's not about the pain. I have very high pain tolerance. I got to the dentist in Orange County and for some reason, it made me feel so comfortable. He was used to dealing with patients like me and he was absolutely amazing. I went for him for a checkup. Also, when you're pregnant, once you have your child, usually it increases the amount of cavity you have. So it was all during my pregnancy. We were checking that everything is good. And he was so kind. And Leo was pushing me and he's like, you need to get them removed. Like, that's it. After I had my daughter, I decided to go and make my appointment. And I asked him, I couldn't get full anesthesia, so I got local anesthesia because I was still breastfeeding. And I asked him to remove the 4 of them all at once. I didn't faint, and it was the best thing I could have done. Not a pleasant experience, don't make me wrong, but it was worth it because now I do not have any more issue with my teeth. But after this experience, I promised myself that I will do absolutely anything to never have to go back to the dentist again or just to go to a checkup. After my wisdom teeth removal, I actually got a deep cleaning because I wanted to start with my new toothpaste and make sure I had no plaque whatsoever. So a deep cleaning, for those who know, is like they give you anesthesia and they really go like on top of the gum and clean every teeth. It's a bit painful, but also worth it. After that, I'm like, let me look at what can I do, what ingredient, how can I make my own toothpaste so I don't have those issues anymore. Coconut oil pulling was trending at the time, but I don't like trendy thing. I rather looked into the science of it and tried to draw my own conclusion about how to make sure my teeth have enough minerals and combat those acids and remove those harmful bacteria. The other element and aspect of it is that I have very sensitive skin. So I drink coffee. I love coffee. That's the only thing that could stain my teeth. And I was looking for a natural teeth whitening and I tried the stripes. I tried many things, but it gets painful. To me, it's like my teeth are sensitive. So putting any striped anything, it works, it makes my teeth white, but it's also extremely painful and increase the sensitivity of my teeth, which I'm not looking to have. So here are all the ingredients that I choose for my natural toothpaste and why. Let's get into it. First, we have coconut oil. I use cold pressed, virgin, organic coconut oil, which is known for its antimicrobial properties, particularly against oral pathogens. Then we have turmeric. Turmeric contains curcumin, which has anti-inflammatory and antimicrobial properties as well. But turmeric is also added because turmeric actually whitens your teeth and it whitens them amazingly. Next of my list of ingredients, I have erythritol. I think that's how it's pronounced. I'm not even sure. It is a sugar alcohol used as sweetener, but studies have shown that it helps reduce the plaque and it's also a non-cariogenic, which means it doesn't cause tooth decay. There are also other sugar alcohol that are good for the teeth, like xylitol, and it's hard to find a study with authors that are not part of any particular companies. Why I choose one compared to the other is from my own preference, but also because of this. Xylitol causes a higher digestive distress because erythritol gets into the bloodstream much quicker. And overall, if you end up ingesting any of it, it's better for your overall health. Why I'm saying this? Because I'm making a version of my toothpaste for my toddler, and I will tell you the differences between mine and my toddlers. You know, toddlers are ingesting some of the toothpaste for sure. Might as well get the better sugar, knowing that they both have similar effect on the teeth, and even no studies have truly compared in an unbiased way the difference between those two in terms of tooth health I decided to go with this one. Then we have baking soda. I've been using baking soda on my toothpaste since I can remember. That's my mom gave me the trick. She told me how it's gonna help whiten your teeth. Well, I couldn't find studies on if it helps whiten your teeth. Baking soda helps neutralize the acids in your mouth, which helps in terms reducing the risk of tooth decay and also gum. Then we have bentonite clay. While there are no direct studies on how bentonite clay can help with teeth health, if you learn about bentonite clay and its mechanism and properties, one can only speculate of its benefits to the teeth. Well, my theory is that bentonite clay helps with its detoxing properties and also helps binding and removing toxin from the teeth and the gum. My last ingredients are cloves. Cloves are known as their pain relieving properties. When I had my teeth issue, I would put cloves in there, it will help, but they also have antimicrobial properties. So how do I make this? It's very simple, very straightforward, it's quick. Most of you have the ingredients at home. It's also very cheap. The amount I'm gonna give you on the recipe, it's gonna probably last you at least 6 months. I highly recommend keeping it in a cool place because it's better when it's hardened. You put 3 tablespoons of coconut oil and you make sure the coconut oil is melted. So I put it in the microwave so like that it's melted. Then I put 2 tablespoons of turmeric, 2 tablespoons of erythritol, 1 tablespoon of baking soda, 2 tablespoons of clay, 1 tablespoon of ground cloves, or you can also put essential oil if you want to. You mix it together and then I put it in a sanitized glass jar that I keep in my bathroom. I'm going to show you the before and after of my teeth. I purposely just brush my teeth directly with the toothpaste I made. Unfortunately, it's liquid. I prefer to wait it to cool down, but just for the purpose of the video, that's how I did it. And you can see the before and after. And maybe it's just an aesthetic thing, the before and after. I brushed my teeth for about a minute. I know it's not long enough, but I wanted to finish the video. If you leave it longer, your teeth is gonna turn white a lot. After starting using it, I remember calling my sister and she's like, what did you do to your teeth? They look so white. Well, the turmeric in there really helps whiten your teeth. And it won't stain anything because it's mixed with the coconut oil. Again, this formula is not mess-free because of the turmeric. You're gonna have yellow everywhere, but as long as you wash your hands very quickly, because it's mixed with the coconut oil, it won't stain for a long time. If you want to make this toothpaste for your toddler, I recommend remove the turmeric. Why? Because toddlers are messy. So they will put the yellow everywhere and stain with the turmeric, and I don't think you want that. And they don't need teeth whitening anyway. Lastly, before we end, I just want to remind everyone that it is important for your oral health to not only brush your teeth, but also floss twice a day, please, between every teeth, and you go to the left and to the right in between each tooth. And also do some tongue scraping. I love doing it with a copper tongue scraper. It helps remove some of those bacteria that can be stuck on your tongue. Don't forget to brush your tongue as well. And I highly recommend electrical toothbrushes because they're much more efficient than regular one. And when you have an electrical toothbrush, do not brush. Just leave the toothbrush in different area and let it do its job. My dentist recommended me a very good one, and I find it at Costco for much cheaper than you will find it on Amazon. Please remember to do often dental checkup. I go once a year now and I haven't had any issue. Everything of my teeth, it looks well. My daughter just got a checkup and the dentist was actually surprised because she had no plaque, nothing, and now she stopped, but she used to drink her bottle of milk before going to bed. And he was like, that's very surprising. Usually kids our age drinking milk before going to bed have tooth decay. And I was actually surprised. I didn't know kids will have tooth decay or plaque built quite young, actually. But she didn't have any, and she's been using this toothpaste. So I think it has something to do with it. I'm very confident it did. Alright, so I know a lot of you asked for this video, and I hope it was very helpful. If you find this dive into oral health and natural toothpaste, please subscribe, leave a comment below if you have any questions. Or maybe you want to learn more about also how I use some of those ingredients to create natural skincare, and also how I got down my skincare routine to less than 5 minutes a day for a very affordable price. And don't forget to give me a like to help boost the algorithm. Share with a friend or anybody you think might be useful. I also linked all the products that I use to make the toothpaste with the Amazon link, so it's easier for you to order everything and make it at home. Thank you for staying with me. Until next time, stay curious and stay well.